Hey guys, what's up? It's Christine Seal, the HighLevel Queen, and in this video, Chase Buckner from the HighLevel team joins me for a masterclass on how to scale your agency at Lightspeed with Snapshots. Let's get started. So for those of you guys who don't know, we actually have a free Facebook group called Marketing Agency Automation Secrets, where we give away hundreds of dollars in free trainings every single week to our members. So click the link below to go check that out. Thank you so much for being here today. I am super pumped to do this webinar on how to scale through Snapshots with you.
Likewise. I'm just rearranging some tabs here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so would you just want to start real quick and tell us a little bit about yourself for people that may have not seen your face? I'm assuming most people know you, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
For sure. So my name is Chase Buckner. I have been with HighLevel almost since the beginning. I think I was like employee number 10 or something like that. But before that, I ran an agency. So I built an agency with a guy named Matt Coffey. And we, for 7 years, I sort of ran that as COO. And we took that agency to 7 figures. We worked with tons of med spas and medical practices. And so, a lot of what you guys are doing, I've been right there with you in the trenches. I was thrilled to be able to jump on the team at HighLevel early on. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, which is scaling. Coming from an operator sort of role, everything I used to think about was in relation to how do we make this scale. And snapshots with HighLevel are an absolute game changer. So hopefully you know what they are. Hopefully you're leveraging them. If not, hopefully by the end of our talk today, you will feel excited and confident to go start leveraging snapshots.
Awesome. Cool. And then I'm assuming people are going to be asking for the slides, the replay, everything like that afterwards. You guys are going to get all that. Well, at the end, I'll let you know how to claim that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope you guys are ready. Give us some likes and hearts if you guys are excited for this training.
Let's do it. And if you guys have questions as we go, feel free to just throw them in the chat and we will we'll cover those as we go. So let's hop in. I'm going to share my screen. And this is actually the 8th webinar in a series of webinars that we're doing. So we'll probably go backwards in the future and see you on another webinar. But we usually talk about this towards the end. But we're jumping right to it and we're talking about how to scale at Lightspeed. So at HighLevel, we have worked with tens of thousands of agencies by now, and we've seen what I like to consider the natural evolution of an agency. So, usually start out as like a web guy or web girl, right? Like your buddies, your friends, your family are kind of hitting you up like, hey, we started a business or whatever. We heard you can help us with some graphic design, or we heard you know how to do things with websites, or, I can't figure out how to get into my email. At least that was the journey for me. And I, became the go-to sort of web guy and realized, hey, I could charge people money for this. Maybe we should make a go at it. You started as a side hustle or something. And then at some point, you get enough clients to go full-time and make it your business. So then agencies, started to formalize and really became lead gen experts, right? We started focusing, and hopefully you guys can't hear our baby crying too loud in the background, but I'm sure he'll pipe down. There we go. So we become lead gen experts, right? Businesses started getting this idea that they needed leads, and that was like the most important thing. So we all started learning how to generate leads, right? We got good at Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO. And then I would say probably like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, smart agencies started to realize, hey, wait a minute. All these clients are telling me they want leads. I'm giving them leads, but it's still not really working out. There's something missing here. And we realize, wait a minute, they don't want leads. They want customers, right? And then you realize, well, how are they getting the customers? Well, 90% of the time it's through some sort of booked appointment, right? So whether it's a consultation call, some sort of sales call, a qualification call, there's typically some sort of booking that has to happen before a client can close a prospect. So smart agencies made that pivot and kind of approached the market of like, hey, we don't just provide leads. Like, sure, we're going to get you leads, but we take it further. And HighLevel obviously makes this really easy to automate these leads into bookings on your calendar, which you know how to deal with. And so that was sort of the next step. And then the last stage is kind of making this evolution, this pivot into an all-in-one system provider. And, obviously HighLevel can help with this in a lot of ways, but it's, hey, we're not just here to bring you new business, but we're here to help your business overall, right? We're here to help you guys get set up with a better system. We're going to be your partner in this. Maybe you even do some kind of sales training stuff. But it's more than just, hey, we're going to drop leads at your doorstep, or, hey, we're just going to book appointments on your calendar. It's, hey, we're going to provide you things like, the ability to text message people. We're going to, open up a Google chat communication stream for you. We're going to make reputation management really easy for you, all these types of things. So I'd love to know in the chat real quick, where do you guys feel like you're at in this evolution at this point in time? So give us a 1, 2, or 3, 4, with which stage you most closely resonate with at this time. All right, I see a lot of 4s, great. So I'm sure, I anticipated this because with Christine as your guide, I'm sure that you guys are well ahead of the curve and leveraging HighLevel. Okay, there's a 1, cool. I missed that stage being the web guy, to be honest. It was like every little thing you did was like a miracle to whoever you were helping out. Cool. So let's continue on here. So after all this time and all these agencies that we worked with, we also know that agencies who get to that 4th stage, system plus service providers, most quickly reach and stay at the 7-figure mark, right? $1 million a year in revenue. And that's kind of become sort of the holy grail of the industry, right? There's like the 10K a month barrier where you're like able to quit your job and focus on it full time. And then really the goal is 7 figures to get to the $1 million mark. Because, if you're maintaining margins of anywhere between, 30 and 50%, that's a great business, right? And so the agencies that reach that kind of SaaS plus services model are the ones that we've seen most quickly get to the 7-figure mark and stay there. So, I think maybe I missed a slide. The challenge is, and I've got another intruder. Hey, dude, I'm on a call. I'll help you out in a few, okay? All right. The challenge is the further you evolve, the more complex the tech stack gets. So in order to deliver more than just leads or more than just bookings, but to deliver a real system, the tech gets pretty complicated pretty quickly, right? And especially if you're not using HighLevel. So if we think about it, here we go. And if I were to ask you, how long does it typically take you to launch a new client's first campaign? You'd probably reply, if you're most like, and I'm trying to figure out which way we're going here. I think my slides are being weird. But let's look at the anatomy of a funnel, and then I think we're going to go back to that last slide. So when we deliver a full system for people, we're talking about a bunch of different pieces, right? Hey, give me an offer that I can run in a Facebook lead ad. I need to connect that to a CRM, or maybe I'm sending it to a landing page that has a form on it, and I need some custom fields in the form. And then that's going to push into a CRM. And that, I want to visualize this for you. So I'm going to get the lead into a pipeline. And then I'm going to automate, right? I need to send emails, text messages, and voicemails to this lead to get them to your calendar. So now we do online scheduling, right? And once they book, I'm going to run some more automations. And then, hey, let's get them to actually buy something. So maybe we're integrating Stripe or PayPal here. We're going to do some call tracking. So like all these bits and pieces, as you guys know, create this big complex system, which obviously HighLevel helps because we have all of this in one place. But if you're new to HighLevel, you know, or if you haven't made the jump yet, you're probably piecing a lot of these things together through Zapier, which can become a bit of a challenge, obviously, right? Like the pieces can break and whatnot. But more importantly, even if you get it right and you nail all this for a single client, well, what happens the next time that you get a client, right? It quickly becomes a nightmare to manage. Oops. Oh, now my buttons are working. But with snapshots in HighLevel, all of that stuff that we just talked about, once you build it and turn it into a snapshot, it's now clonable. So you don't have to go rebuild that whole system that you piece together for every client that you get, which typically takes days or weeks to pull off. So in HighLevel, we're building it all in one place, but we're packaging it up into what we call a snapshot that we can then just deploy for our next client. And this becomes really amazing if you niche down. So I don't know, Christine, what your opinion is on niching, or if you guys talk much about it. But if you do decide to work with a specific industry, snapshots become even more powerful because you can really like laser focus it in on the language, the nuances of that industry. And so, you know, if you work with dentists, the next time you get a dentist, you roll that out and it's like ready to go. You're just spending maybe a couple of minutes customizing things. And we'll talk about that in a second. But to reiterate, what exactly is in a snapshot? Well, it creates a copy of an entire sub account. So like HighLevel is 2 levels, right? Agency level is basically settings. And then you have sub accounts or client accounts, as a lot of people call them. And so we're cloning like that whole sub account so that we can apply that template, quote unquote, to any new customer or even share things between accounts. And so really you're starting from third base, right? If we look at, you know, again, this is kind of like a typical funnel here, landing pages with forms to pipelines, to automations, to calendars, to bookings, to review requests. All of that stuff is there ready to go. And you're just kind of maybe making some last minute tweaks and then you're ready to launch. So Ron, contacts are one thing that's not included because that obviously would not be ideal if you're taking contacts from one customer and putting them into another customer's account, especially if you work within the same industry, right? So contacts don't carry over. Things like that would cause problems for you do not carry over. It's more the structure of everything. And we'll show you something cool in a second as well. So so onboarding goes from days to hours, which, you know, now we're scaling at speed. Let's take a quick look. We're not going to go too deep into this, but just how easy it is to create a snapshot. Basically, you just navigate to the settings of your agency level. You go to snapshots, you click create a new one. It asks you, hey, which account do you want to clone? So you choose it, you give it a name. And then there are 2 ways to use snapshots. You can go load them into existing client accounts, which is what this GIF is showing you here. You just basically go to it, you hit view details, actions, load. Or when you're creating an account, you can go to your snapshots, choose it, and it will actually use it when it creates the new sub account. Sharing snapshots is very cool. So this enables you to build something somewhere and then share it between client accounts or even outside into other HighLevel accounts. I'm sure Christine has shared some cool stuff with you guys. You could go build something amazing and then like go sell it to another agency if you wanted to. But the point is you can move things outside of accounts. And they're even tied to your affiliate link. So if you're active in the affiliate program, when you get a share link for a snapshot, if you go share that with somebody and they use it and they're not affiliated with somebody, like they use it to sign up, it will accredit them to your affiliate account, which is very cool. So that can be a great way to, generate affiliates by sharing things that you've built. So let's talk about how we can take snapshots even further. So we do this with things that are called custom values. Custom values really turbocharge what we're doing here, and they can be used to automate customization within an account. So what do we mean by that? Well, let's say, I'm building a campaign for a dentist that's running a free teeth whitening offer. Well, when somebody claims it, I'm going to start automating things, right? Emails, text messages that say something like this. Hey, thanks for claiming the free teeth whitening offer. The next step is to get you to book you for a cleaning or book you for whatever. And then I want the link to the calendar there, right? Let us know if you have any questions, etc. I'm going to reiterate this in different emails and text messages within the automation, right? If you don't book, I'll probably wait until tomorrow and then send you some more stuff, and then wait another day and send you some more stuff. Well, I package it all up. I get another client, another dentist. I roll out the snapshot, but wait a sec. This new client is going to have a new calendar link, right? Obviously. So what does that mean? Well, now I need to go back into all those emails and all those text messages to update the link to the new client's link, right? Not with custom values. With custom values, I can go create a custom value called, let's say, offer booking link or calendar link or whatever I want it to be. And that gives me a key, a placeholder. And that's what we can see here in yellow. So instead of using the actual link in my first client's messages, their emails and their text messages and whatnot, I just use the key. And then when this email goes out, the system actually goes and checks and says, hey, what value is associated with this key? And that's what it spits into the actual message that goes out. So now when I load this snapshot up for customer B, dental practice B, all I have to do is go to one place, my custom values, and paste their unique calendar link. And the system will use that new link anywhere in that sub account that I've used the key. So I know this is kind of complex, but once you wrap your head around it, it becomes this amazing scaling tool, because you can use it for all sorts of stuff. You can use it for the promo name, right? Like I could say, congrats on claiming our key first name. And then I go give the promo name, and it might be free teeth whitening, or maybe that a different dentist wants to run like a, I don't know, like a, a water flosser offer or something, whatever it may be. Like the point is, I don't have to go change it in 20 different places. You can even use it for things like image links and color codes, which is super cool. So check this out. I'm going to switch over here, and we're going to look at, where do I have that? Somewhere around here. I have, we're going on a full tour. Here we go. So this is just an example of like a really basic page, right? Let's pretend that this was a kick butt landing page that I know works for any dentist, and I can generate free teeth whitening leads, no problem with this page. So this is my client A, I built it for, right? Mr. Dentist, his colors are blue and black or whatever. I load up the snapshot though for dentist B, and they've got a different logo in different colors, right? Let's say their main color is red. Well, instead of me having to go back to the landing page and change all these things, if I used a custom value in the snapshot, I could just do this. I could say, okay, their new color is some red, right? So let me get like a reddish color kind of here. I'm just going to grab this color code. All right. And now I go to my main brand custom value that I created, and I used it in my snapshot. I'm going to click edit, and I'm going to change this to the new main brand color. And now when I go back to my page and I refresh it, boom, look, my heading background changed, this section background changed, this call to action color changed. because I used the custom value when I created the color the first time around. So I could have done the same thing with this image, right? I could use a custom value for the link to the image file. And so hopefully the wheels are starting to turn of all the time this could save you. You can literally spin up dynamic pages in seconds because you're just going to custom values and dropping in a couple of things there. And then it dynamically changes on the page. So custom values, super powerful to include in snapshots so that you will be scaling at light speed.
Okay, so
Now,
let me get this straight.
Go ahead.
You can dynamically make a web page based on a custom value. That is crazy. Okay,
Totally.
Guys, are you using custom values? I just want to know, 1 for yes and 2 for no. Are you using custom values? And did you know this? Because I knew you could do the image, but I didn't know you could do the colors. So I learned something new today, which is cool.
Yeah, Michael, I'm with you on that one. It's totally underutilized. And there are folks in the community, I can't remember names off the top of my head, but like they spin up crazy dynamic websites all through custom values, because basically you're just, putting your new customer through an intake form, like, what's your main brand color? And maybe, where's your logo? And then, you upload that logo to a Drive folder or something, and you get the URL, or you just upload it into HighLevel now in the media section, and you go get the URL to it. And then you just go into custom values and just, pasting in all the information, and then boom, you've spun up, because you can use it for text, of course, right? So like, custom value for area, and then best dentist, apostrophe S, best dentist. So the page spins up and it's like, Philadelphia's best dentist, and then I could use it again for the next client. And it's like, maybe even something more specific, Doylestown's best dentist, whatever it may be. And it's just as easy as, like, to illustrate the point, this main brand color, to set that up, I grabbed the key, right? And then I went, let me move my zoom out of the way. I went into the funnel, and I think it was this one. And I went into the page. And when I selected my section the first time and I went to the color picker, it wasn't here, obviously, right? So you just click this to add a new color. And instead of actually putting in a code, you just paste the key and then you click add. And so now this new color is always whatever, the current color is. Like, this will change dynamically because this changes it. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, you can come use those things anywhere you want, in text, in links again. And as you start to experiment with it, you'll probably be blown away about how much time that you can save when you combine custom values with snapshots. Cool. So now let's talk about updating snapshots. What's really cool about these is that once you make a snapshot, it's not stuck that way, right? I can go back, make changes to my snapshot, and then update it. So let's take a look at what that would look like. I'm going to go back up to my agency account. I'm going settings, snapshots, and this will load up all of my snapshots. And let's say I went and I changed, I changed something on the landing page, or I change something in an automation in this Susie test snapshot here. Well, I can come back, hit refresh. That goes and takes a new picture of my snapshot, right? And then check this out. I can push the new updates to anybody who has the snapshot. This is cool, but in the past it was dangerous. In the early days of HighLevel, Christine probably remembers this. You'd go do that, and then your customers start yelling at you. They're like, what the heck just happened? And you're like, oh, shoot, I didn't realize you were using that snapshot. I only meant to push it to, Christine's account. And they would like shoot themselves in the foot, and it would be a giant mess. Well, we rolled out granular control. And this is amazing because when you go to push an update, it'll tell you, hey, in this snapshot, I can see all of this stuff. I can see X amount of calendars, X amount of campaigns, X amount of custom fields, X amount of custom values, da, 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 da. Do you want to push all of these in this push, or do you just want to skip some of it and push specific things? So like you can see here, these trigger links, I expanded it, and I could just say, skip everything because all I want to push is that new trigger link I made or whatever it is that I want to push into the new account. And so you've got full granular control, and it even notifies you about possible conflicts. So on the step after this, after you select everything that you want to push, the next screen that you see on number 3 is like, hey, of all of the things you told me you want to push out, the account, this account that it's going to has, and I might as well just show you this here. Let's do an example. So let's say I wanted to push an update here on the Susan account. And okay, so it's telling me only one other account is using this snapshot. Okay, that's cool. So I want to push it into that account. Now, all of this stuff is in this snapshot. 14 custom values, 11 email templates, 2 memberships offers with 5 different products, 4 pipelines, etc. So let's say I'm like, cool, I want to push it all. Now this is going to go check for conflicts. And this is saying, hey, wait a minute. Okay. In Karen's account, there are all of these possible conflicts, meaning what you're about to push already exists in that sub account. Were you aware of that? And do you want to overwrite that with whatever is in the latest update? So I know that might be a little confusing, but think about it like this. If my snapshot update was I added something new and I just want to push the new thing, then I want to make sure I skip all the existing stuff and just select that one new thing. That's not going to show as a conflict because there's nothing that the system sees that's the same as the new thing I added. Conflicts are when you're saying, hey, do you want to go overwrite existing stuff in these accounts? And so, this is pretty easy because I only have one account using this snapshot, but it's pretty cool, right? It's going to show you all the accounts, and then you can click into the specific ones and choose the specific things that you want to go overwrite. And then the last step is just you hit proceed and boom, it pushes it out. So this is fantastic. It's a world of difference based on the old days when it would just go override everything. But you do want to be cognizant of this, right? Like when you make an update and you're going to go push it out to people, make sure that you take time to think and go through the conflicts to make sure that you're not going to shoot yourself in the foot by going and overriding something in a client's account. But because of the granular control, you can specifically push the things that you want to push to the people that you want to get those updates. And when you think about it, it creates amazing opportunities, right? Like the fact that I can continually update something in your account creates an opportunity where you should continually pay me, right? Because maybe month over month, I'm dropping new stuff into your account. So snapshots are really powerful in a lot of ways. And that's basically the quick tour. So it looks like I saw some comments pop up. Ron, this right here was worth the time for the meeting. Awesome. Glad you feel that way. Michael, this is super important. Danielle, is creating a snapshot only available in SaaS? I don't see the option to create a snapshot on my 297 account. No, it should be on all of the accounts. So Danielle, you should be able to go to, I think the missing piece is you're probably in a sub account. You just need to go up to your agency view, settings, and then snapshot. And then over here, is where you can create a new one. And then notice across the top, there's imported snapshots. So like these are all the snapshots I have created. Imported snapshots are any snapshots somebody has shared with me, right? So these are snapshots that somebody could update, send me updates into. And then the default snapshots are like these industry specific ones that we have loaded into the account. I don't know why there's only one showing in this account, but like those are when you go to create a new account, you can choose these industry snapshots, which are honestly pretty out of date. We're just starting on a big new project to go revamp all of these, but you could choose one of these and it will create the account using a predefined snapshot. So did that help, Danielle? But there's no option to create a snapshot. Hop on speakwith.us/success. That's a live Zoom with our success team, and they can help you out. It might be like a permissions thing that your user doesn't have a permission turned on, maybe, but as far as I know, snapshots are on all the plans.
Cool.
Selwa, cool name. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Does a snapshot have to be linked to an account? It does. So that's how they're created. Basically, you specify a sub account and it snaps up everything that's in there. So that's kind of a good point. And Jake, maybe we should work this into the presentation. When you're creating a snapshot, it's best to do it in a fresh sub account where you only put the things that you want to share in there. Otherwise, when you go to like use it, there's a whole bunch of extra stuff in there that you may or may not want being shared. And then you got to think about that and go deselect everything and stuff like that. So like, it's always best to move things into a fresh sub account and use that as the account you choose to make the snapshot. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, Ron, and you'll probably make a bunch. Like, you know, pretty much every time I make a new snapshot, I go create a dummy sub account and, you know, build or push whatever I want into that and then make that my new snapshot. So, you know, that's obviously one of the benefits on being on at least the 297 plan is you can create unlimited sub accounts, right? So you can at any given time just go create one with dummy information and then use that to create a snapshot from.
Cool. So if it's cool with you guys, I want to tell you guys how to like get the replay of the slides and everything. And then I have a question for Chase that I think is going to save you a lot of time as well. But I know everyone's going to ask how to get the replays and stuff. But first, I just want to do a quick temperature check because this is the first masterclass I've done with Chase. So if you guys love this, put a 4 in the chat. If you don't know where to start, put a 6 in the chat. And if you're watching in the group and you're not on our Zoom, I pinned the link to the Zoom chat so you can hop on and ask questions because we have a little bit more time for more Q&A after this. So let's see how everyone's feeling.
Yeah, and if you want, I can show you guys. So it looks like the feedback is pretty good.
Yeah.
So this, Christine, I'm going to steal the screen share from you for a sec again. And so this webinar that we did today is one of 9. And so I'll scan through this and you guys can tell Christine what you guys are most excited about, or maybe we'll, you know, book them all. But basically this is what we're calling the lead gen playbook. So if you're doing lead generation, you're running Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO for businesses, this is the tried and true model to success that we have seen now, having worked with, I don't know how many tens of thousands of agencies by this point. So basically we start with automated wins because if you are doing lead gen, you know that it typically takes a couple of weeks to get the client's first campaign off the ground, right? But if we set up these these automated things, they'll start delivering wins to your client right away. So it creates this great bridge to your first campaign. And these things have incredible value. They map to products like Podium that people pay $500 a month for on an annual contract. So you can really just start by setting these up with your client, charge them X amount for just those features, and you're off to a great, you've kicked the relationship off in a great place. Webinar 2 is about calendars. So not super sexy, but really important, because 90% of businesses, like we talked about, did we talk about it? Or was this on earlier webinar? I think I've done like 3 webinars today already. 90% of businesses need a booking to happen before they actually make the sale. So setting up calendars, creating booking pages, all that kind of stuff is very important, because as we saw, like with that custom value, we reference those booking links all the time. So that's number 2. Number 3 is pipelines, really underutilized by agencies, which is crazy to me, because it's like, remember like in middle school or elementary school, where even if you didn't get the right answer, you could still like pass because you just showed your work. It kind of works the same with campaigns, right? Like your ad campaigns might not be hitting your goal yet, but if you visualize the whole funnel for them and they can see like, oh, wow, there's X amount of new leads in there. And I can see X amount of people are like hot leads, and like, 20 people have booked an appointment, and et cetera. The fact that they can see it all for the first time, they fall in love, they stick. So pipelines are super important. And then we talked about database reactivation campaigns. Christine, I don't know if you guys talk about this, but this is an amazing way to generate bookings for a client with no ad spend. You're just basically getting access to their list. Every client has one, shooting out a new offer, letting the system do some cool AI where it reads the replies to determine which ones are interested and which ones aren't. Amazing way to start a relationship off with a client. So if you're not doing database reactivation campaigns, this is definitely a webinar that we want to book. Fast 5, this is actually a new workflow automation. So it's a recipe in workflows that you can load up right now. And this one is very cool because it basically throws everything in the kitchen sink at a new lead within the first 5 minutes, which dramatically improves the lead to booking rates without your client really having to get involved. And when you compare that to sort of the old way that like we used to do it at my agency, which is, hey, we're going to run ads to this page, and every time someone fills out the form, you're going to get an email, like just praying that they knew what to do with that lead. When you compare it to what the system can do for you automatically in the first 5 minutes, is a real game changer. So that's a killer webinar. Number 6 is what happens right after. This is another workflow recipe that's in the system right now. You could load it up. And this does 4 things every time an appointment happens. 1, we send the confirmation. Hey, you're booked with so-and-so at this date and time. Then we send reminders leading up to it. So like day before, a couple hours before, a couple minutes before. That dramatically will increase the show rates. Then this one is insanely powerful. And I don't know any other system that does this, to be honest, but you can build this in HighLevel. We've got a how-to tutorial set up for it. But once you set it up, what happens is after every appointment, the system will email the person that hosted the appointment, asking them how it went. So let's say this is like a sales call of some sort or whatever it may be. Let's use a specific example, the dentist with the free teeth whitening, and you book a cleaning. Well, X amount of time after the cleaning, we're going to automate an email to Dr. Bob, the dentist, and it's going to say like, hey, Dr. Bob, how did that appointment go with Jake? And in it, we'll have all the possible options as determined by you. So there'll be a trigger link for like, didn't show up. Well, if Dr. Bob clicks that, we're going to add them to a no-show campaign. So Jake starts getting emails and text messages saying, hey, sorry, you can make your appointment. Let's get you rebooked. Maybe the next option is Jake showed up, but didn't purchase, right? It's weird with a dentist. Like, why would you go to a cleaning and not actually get the cleaning? But you get the point, like showed and didn't buy. Okay, great. Maybe if you click that, I'm going to add the lead to like a nurture campaign. Or then we have the best case scenario, which is Jake showed up and paid me money. If he clicks that, it redirects to a form where Jake's information is already filled out. And then there's a monetary field there that says, how much did Jake pay? And then they would punch in the amount and hit send. When they do that, the system then moves them in the pipeline, marks them one, and then it sends the amount purchased back into your ads. So your ads now true up. And in reporting, you can see cost per lead, cost per booking, cost per sale. And that is something that's like nearly impossible with any other system because they don't see all that. But because this all happens in HighLevel, we do, and we can provide crystal clear ROI reporting. So the survey is really huge. And then last, we send a review request, right? If they pick the option, the best, that you showed up and paid, well, it's probably a good opportunity to send a review request. So now we're automating reputation management. So that is a really powerful automation workflow recipe as well. 7, we're going to go into reporting. Sorry, Christine, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to, I don't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to say real quick. I know we have like 10 minutes left and it sounds like everyone wants all of these, Chase. So
hey, great.
We're definitely going to have to get on and do more webinars together. But I do want to let everyone know how to get the replay and the slides, because I think everyone's going to ask me for that, if that's cool.
Totally.
Okay, but first I just have a real quick, super awesome announcement, and then I'm going to tell you how to get the slides. Then I'm going to give you a link to sign up for a free pro account, because there's so many cool things you can do with Snapshots with the agency pro account that we didn't even get to talk about, right? And maybe we could do a part 2 where like we talk about the cool things you can do with the agency pro account. But I'm going to give you guys a 30-day trial. But first, okay, guys, so I know y'all are on here because you want to scale and you want to automate. So I'm actually running another in-person event. It's February 5 to 7 in Dallas, which is where the HighLevel headquarters are located. So you guys can come hang out with me. We're going to get all your automations done in one weekend. Chase's coworker, Paulson, is going to be there. He's going to be speaking on starting and growing a SaaS company. And then I'm going to have a Facebook ads expert, Lizanne Murphy, coming and talking about mastering customer acquisition and retention. So if you guys are interested in coming to this, I only have a couple spots left. You can check out the link here and go through and see what it's all about, get more information on it, and then comment mastermind me below and I'll reach out. So I'm really excited about that. The last event was amazing. It was in August and I'm doing another one. I don't know if I'm going to do one after this, super stressful, but also very fun to get to meet everybody, mastermind, and get everything done in a weekend. So
that's going to be awesome. And Paulson totally rocks it on the sales and prospecting side.
Yes, Paulson crushed it. I'm telling you, he was up there for 2 hours and he just brought straight value bombs the entire time. So I asked him to come back again because it was amazing. And then how you guys get your slides. So you're probably in my group, Marketing Agency Automation Secrets. Just post, I just watched the Scaling at Lightspeed Masterclass with Chase. Please send me the slides on the replay. And my team will send it out to you. You got to give us like a day or two to like make sure everything is processed and uploaded and put together. But we'll get it to you as soon as possible. Okay. And then for those of you guys who want to play around with Agency Pro, you want to get into the API, you want to do cool stuff with Zapier, you want to create accounts automatically, stuff like that, you can get a free 30-day trial using this link here, even if you're already a HighLevel customer. Okay. That's like the number one question people ask me. Can I get it if I'm already a HighLevel customer? Yes, you can. So if you're on the 97 or the 297 plan and you want to upgrade to the 497 plan, this is your link to do that free 30-day trial. Okay. So if you're a new user, you click the yellow button. And if you're an existing user, then you click the blue link underneath it. Okay. Now this is manual, so you got to give the HighLevel team a little bit of time to upgrade your account. I know everyone's excited to get going with it, but just give them a little bit of time to get you upgraded. And I've been on it for like, I don't know, ever since it came out. And I freaking love the agency pro plan. So give it a spin. Okay. So I'll go back to Chase Q&A. We've got like 9 minutes, I think. So and I just wanted to say too, thank you all for joining us today. I've had a blast, Chase. I can't wait to have you back to do more of these webinars. This has been great.
Yeah, we're super pumped. And like I said, that roadmap is so tried and true at this point, but there's a lot of like little intricacies with HighLevel that a lot of people just aren't aware about yet. And so it's cool, even if you're a more advanced HighLevel user, to go through those webinars and pick up little nuggets along the way. I saw some questions in here. Okay, those are replay questions. Christine just talked about that. Kimberly is using the survey. That's awesome. So Salesforce. Yeah, I saw somebody else suggest Zapier. That's probably what I would suggest as well. It sounds like that'd be a lot of zapping, but I don't know any other way unless you go like API to API, which could be a pain. So yeah, hopefully you could get it done with Zapier. Let's see what else. L will. Sorry for a basic question, but I'm not familiar with GHL. Are the sub accounts mentioned one per client? Yeah, that's pretty much the most common way, is that each client gets a sub account. You also have a sub account for when you create a HighLevel account, we automatically create your first sub account for you. So it's like your agency sub account. So you, just like your clients, have your own sub account there. And some people manage multiple businesses in one. Like if a client has, let's say 3 restaurants, you could put them all in one sub account, or you could break them into individual sub accounts as well. It's kind of just a preference thing. Okay, cool. I think that was the last question. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to make it to Christine's event. You'll definitely learn a ton from Paulson for sure. And we look forward to being back here with you guys soon.
Yeah, and I do have one quick question, Chase, if you have a minute.
Oh yeah, fire away.
I promised them I was gonna ask you a question I think is gonna save them a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
On the custom values. So I know a lot of people who are not using them, but the people who are using them, is it possible to build in automations through, let's say, Zapier or the API, to populate the custom values based on the onboarding form that the client fills out, so that the VA doesn't have to do it?
I don't know. I think you can do that through the API. I think, because I know some people have like crazy automations set up, and where like things just unfold themselves automatically. So I don't think that they have VAs in the middle of that. So I think you can't do it in the Zap. I'm pretty sure of that. But I think you can do it through the API, which, Jake, we need to get confirmation of that, because that's something interesting to mention for more advanced users for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let
Yeah,
me,
I could see that being a part 2 where, I know, the agency.
let me ping our dev channel. Anyone know if you can update custom values via the API? Cool. I'll get the answer to that, and I'll get it back to you, Christine, so you can update everybody. But my intuition is yes, because I know that there are some high advanced users with some crazy setups, and I can't imagine any other way that they're doing it.
I know. Yeah, For sure. Well, we'll do a part 2, guys. I mean, we're going to have Chase back, for all the
Sure.
rest of the webinars, because this was amazing. And
Great.
next time I want to break Zoom. Okay. So let's get it.
Let's do it.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to go post in the group for your replay, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for having us. See you guys.